Driver, your shirt sparkles.
Okay, welcome to this week's edition of the BarroomBlitz.com. Taped live here at Casey's in front of a beer drinking audience. We're sponsored by the powers of Bud Light. You got me, Jim Casey. We're bringing you sports opinion at its top level. You know,
Who is that?
we got three guest panelists tonight, or sports opinions, we like to call them.
Who is that?
I got a return here, Mr. Gray. It's kind of like the game of Clue. When will Mr. Gray show up?
I was
No
on
play.
assignment.
He was in the
Mr.
bar
Gray.
room with the beer cuss, and
I was on assignment.
we got the show here. Dougie the Show Shaw's back. We got Glenn Cheeks Keller in his Phillies blue. We got Dom in the Phillies red. We got Dead Guy in the Phillies red, all redded up for
I know.
Valentine's
What is
Day tonight.
this?
We are bringing you sports talk. We're going to start with the Phillies tonight since, we're done with the Eagles. We really got it. We're going to have a little segment on every Philly sports tonight and a little bit on the end for your beast. But we're going to get started with the Phillies. We got a lot of... First question here. If we don't win the World Series, is it a disappointing season?
Of course. Too much bread.
Wow. Right off the bat.
Too much
think
bread.
They didn't think- All right, well, let's start with
Fresh.
spring training. What's our biggest worry in spring training? Is it the fifth starter
See,
or
outfield.
finding that bat?
Hey, see you later.
It's finding your right
Outfield
fielder.
Yeah, it's going to be the bat more than it is the pitching.
I mean, it's finding your
spot.
right fielder.
And a left fielder, right? The way you were talking
Well,
about.
Would you
right
trade for
here.
Michael Young if they take him?
Yep. Heartbeat.
Where would you
What are
play
you going
him?
to do with that?
Third base.
And
Would you-
then what?
Well, we're gonna
Blanton, and
Polanco.
Polanco for Michael Young.
Yep.
Michael Young goes to second. Kendrick goes in the number 5 spot.
Where's Utley go? Third?
No, we're saying second in line.
Oh, second in lineup.
Yeah,
You're
I got
trading
you.
Polanco?
And Michael
Blanton
Young?
for Michael Young.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
That's a yes.
Listen,
Wow.
Hold on, time out.
Okay.
You're the guy that loved the guy in right field, Ibanez, all right? Michael
He's in
Young.
left-
eh,
he's in
But
left
he's in
field.
left
He's in left
field.
field.
And I
Gee,
still love
one of them
Ibanez.
stupid outfielders. Michael Young is 7 years in the league, all right? And his numbers were not that good last
What are
year.
his
I don't-
numbers? Do you know?
There's
Tom,
no
if you look them up
fascination.
for me?
I think
I could.
Polanco's
Complete
twice the
numbers?
hitter Michael
really
Young
would
is.
have.
No, he isn't.
It was
Twice-
21 home
twice-
runs. He didn't even bat 300, all right?
I'd
What,
like to
did
see his
Polanco
numbers.
I
bat
see
300?
it.
Did Polanco bat 300? No.
Polanco's the best hitter on the
No.
team. Ask anyone. Is it not? He
No.
said he's usually the best
Best
hitter on the team.
contact
Wow.
hitter,
Yeah,
yes.
best contact hitter on the team.
Wow.
Do the Phillies need a contact hitter or they need a strikeout home run hitter? Now, that's stupid to trade for that. Stupid.
You're stupid.
You're stupid
no.
beast. Ibanez is a beast. He's a beast.
Real intelligent
We'll fi-
conversation.
no,
So
well-
you got Ricketts in left field, for Christ's
Well,
sake.
what's the age difference with Polanco and
What if you don't have to get rid of
Michael Young.
Polanco?
Probably the same. Probably the same.
What if you
Probably
don't?
the same age.
What if you don't have to get rid of Polanco?
Yeah, well, what are we going
Well,
to
I
give
think
up
you
if we
have
don't
to,
give up
Jimmy.
Polanco? You have to give up Polanco.
Well, you have to
Mayberry?
give up prospects.
Mayberry? They'd give
Well,
him a-
Mayberry,
who's
yeah.
going to take Mayberry?
All right.
Maybe
here
we
you go.
would-
No, no.
Well, here we go.
Mayberry
Here
on
we
the
go.
show.
All right, so
Michael Young.
Michael Young is 34 years old.
Wow.
34.
34.
Okay.
Then forget about it.
Give me his number.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me his number.
You guys
I
are
thought he was
talking-
younger. I thought he was
talking
younger.
like it's Ken Griffey Jr. and it's like
Well, I
20,
thought he was
for
younger.
Christ's sake.
Relax.
Last year he was 284 batting average,
Oh, that's a good one.
21 home runs,
Ooh,
91
pounded.
RBIs.
How many RBIs?
91.
It's not bad.
On
He's a
base
right-handed
percentage is 330,
Okay.
and
Would you trade for him if they sucked up? You could get him if you took his contract.
Here's what the deal was.
I guarantee it.
They're going to pay $2 million this year to pick up Michael Young, but in the long run, they're going to save money on Polanco's contract.
Right, but what if you trade for Michael Young and you get Michael Young without having to give up Polanco?
Just take it.
You'd have to try someone in right field.
Who?
Would it be Polanco or Michael Young?
Have to be.
Would it be? Would
Well, I
it be?
didn't know-
How about you
Or
move?
I
How
got
about you
another-
move Polanco to second base and you throw Chase Utley in right
That's
field?
my idea.
No.
Throw
Exactly.
Chase Utley in
No.
right field.
Oh my!
He's got a
God.
bum hip. He's got a bum hip. He can't get out of second.
Put
were
Chase
just-
Utley at-
They were just seeing what was going on. They're
I
not
know.
doing
No,
it.
they're doing what good teams do, and they
Chiefs, they look
inquire.
around.
They inquire,
I
and you had to
can't
make the.
see getting rid of your core guy for Michael Young. I don't.
No,
see him
I
in
was
that
just bringing it
before.
up because there's your right-handed bat,
Thanks, Jeff.
and if you could get him for nothing, I think you get
What
him, and maybe
happens-
try him in right
Try.
field.
What happens too is like exactly what the Phillies are getting in and making it public because wow, Joe Bland and Polanco for Michael Young. Other teams are like, man, now this is what the bar's set at. So now other teams have to offer.
Right.
you
right.
think it's
You know-
like a thing the Phillies are throwing out there to get other people to
Sure.
like throw something in
Spend a
there?
little money on
All
it.
right, barring any trades, Who's your starting right fielder? I say Dominic Brown. You
Yeah.
give him the job now.
Day one.
No.
Day one, you
No.
put Dominic Brown out.
You don't platoon him.
Why
Last
not?
year I was here and I thought it was because
I platoon.
he couldn't even hit in the Italian
He
league
had
for
30
Christ's
he had
sake.
30
He was
32
worn
at-bats.
out by that
He had
time.
32
Worn out?
at-bats.
What? Sitting on the bench? What? He has splinters in his ass? He ain't playing ball nowhere.
I
You
don't-
know what? There's a problem with Polanco. When you can't hit in the Italian league or wherever the hell he
It's
was,
Brown.
in the
Brown,
was
not
it the
Polanco.
Puerto Rico league?
Brown. It was the Dominican
Which one did I
League.
say?
Dominican
Well,
League, and then you said
Right.
Italian League.
The
and-
Dominican
Listen.
League. He couldn't even hit over 200 in that league. What do you think
They
he's
said
gonna
he
do
was
this year?
worn out.
He's worn out. He'll get a shot. He won't make it.
No, I say to give him confidence, you start him day one. What's one hole in our lineup going to be? One hole.
Right.
Ibanez,
One hole.
Ibanez isn't a hole.
No.
Jimmy
Ibanez- I
Rollins
don't-
isn't a hole.
Yeah, but
They're divots.
don't.
No, let's get straight here. I just want to get some stuff straight. Raul Ibanez is a hole in your lineup.
He's not a total hole.
Look, I thought the
You know why
issue was the
they
right-handed
pitched to him-
batter.
You know why they pitched him last year? Because he was hitting behind Jason Worth, who didn't hit that bad. and had some
Exactly.
big-
He
and
got
so,
pitched.
so
Wow.
now, are you kidding me? Who's filling that? They're gonna dominate. Raul Ibanez. That's a hole.
I don't think it's a hole.
Well, you're a Philly diehard fan. It's a hole.
Francisco's going to be your right fielder.
I think no. I think they're gonna platoon.
Well, yeah,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
going to platoon
We're
him
gonna
and
platoon,
Brown.
but I still think for confidence, that if you start day one of spring training, you go here. It's your job, Dominic Brown. You get to play every day and give him the shot at being the starting right fielder.
All right.
Not necessarily by the time
All
the
right.
season starts April 1st, but I'm
But-
saying tomorrow, when everyone reports or whenever next week, when everyone comes in here,
Right.
you say Dominic Brown's
Wednesday.
our starting right fielder.
All right. So my question to you:
Whether he plays on split squads and stuff, like you get him the time.
But-
They said that Greg Gross has found a little gap in his swing
but I'm
and
saying
stuff.
as long as Ben Francisco's still getting his swing somewhere.
Right. Well,
Yeah. I mean, as long
I'm
as
just
that-
saying, like, you
Well,
basically just tell him he's the starting
I
right
wouldn't
fielder.
doubt that. And you know what? For an ego boost, you do that. If Greg Gross says he found
Yeah.
something to swing, then you do it.
It's,
Give him
Yeah,
the
but
Just-
I thought the big
'cause
issue
he's
though
your
was
future.
I thought you need a right-handed bat though.
We
I-
have
Exactly,
we have
But-
four right-handed bats.
So
But
that's
you're gonna-
less than half.
Because you're
Wait,
going to end up,
That's-
what you're
that's
going to end up
half,
doing in
exactly
this
half.
lineup.
We have four hitters on our lineup.
Now you
Except
have
one's a
nine.
pitcher.
No.
One's a pitcher.
One's a
and the other's
pitcher.
a catcher.
But
we
it's
have-
still, but yeah, I
Well,
No.
what's
Okay.
going to happen?
Okay, so
what's
who-
going to happen? I think is Charlie Manuel's going to platoon right and left field.
Yeah, you have
I
to.
guarantee it, because he's going to have to spot Ibanez at age 39 or 38. You're going to have to spot him a couple days off,
Sure.
and you can rotate him in and out. And
My-
what you do, you flip him in the lineup.
My big problem with platooning Dominic Brown is they're going to platoon him against left-handed pitchers, and he's going to get no experience hitting left-handed pitchers, and it's
Okay.
just going to hurt him.
He'll get experience, but he needs. Right. Okay. You're in a World Series run. Okay. You got the four greatest pitchers, like the best pitching staff in the last 15, 20 years. So you know what? Sorry, Dominic Brown. We're not going to let you hit against lefties this year. We're going to win a World Series this year. Guess what? You're hitting against righties. And Francisco's hitting against lefties. That's your job. Suck it up. You're 20
There
years
it is.
old. Grow up. Let's play ball. That's the deal. We're not sitting around. We're not going to coddle. We can't. You can't coddle these young kids today. Because
You got to get him out there, because there's somebody else coming up.
with
And
Rollins,
he had a chance last year.
Hey,
to be
with
out
the way,
didn't have
with
a
the way
chance.
Rollins
Yes, he
hit
did.
and the way
32
Ibanez,
at-bats.
and you got. I don't care what
Why?
anybody says. You got to worry about Utley's hip.
because
And
they
I
didn't
worry
trust
about
him.
that more than any other player.
What's that?
at least hit.
I worry.
Well,
But
this
it's
team.
2 years in a row he had that injury, right?
Ah, he'll be all right.
I'm just saying I worry.
Joe Blanton, yes or no?
What?
Do you have a problem with him making
No.
the team?
No.
Oh, why would you?
Oh, yeah.
No,
He's an
they're
excellent
talking. They
starter.
had him. They were interviewing the poor guy. They go, "Well, how do you feel pitching? You're the other guy." If he wins you 12 games, that's your fifth starter.
He'll
That's the
win you
same
9
thing your
games.
fifth starter has done for the last
I was gonna
5
say,
years.
I would
Kyle
like,
Kendricks won you 12 games.
I would like to, I
Jamie
would,
Moyer's won you 12 games. Joe Blanton's won you 12 games.
I
If he
would
goes
like to
12 and
have-
10 with a 4.5 ERA, that's fine with me.
Oh, it's fabulous.
I would like our cameraman, besides saying stupid stuff, be kind of a researcher and say how many fifth starters win 12 games a year. I don't
Right,
think
that's what
many.
I'm saying. If Kyle Kendrick, Dougie, there's one pitcher on the team in the last 4 years that hasn't had a losing record. It's
Right.
Kyle Kendrick, and it's not a bad.
If-
He's got like 50 wins, I think,
If Blanton can get
and like 25 or 30 losses. It's not. It's a good little gap there.
What-
It's
what-
not.
what you're
He's not a
hoping-
500 pitcher.
And what you're hoping for this year is, with Oswalt, Hamels, Lee, and Holiday, you're not gonna need your bullpen shouldn't be tired. So if
By the time you get to Joe
if
Blanton, he gets.
if Bland throws you 5 2/3,
You got somebody come in.
You're like, this is thank you, Joe.
Well, that's what you want.
But
You
not-
want 6 out of Joe. If you can get 6 good ones.
and then you bring.
But you
in.
get, like you said, you'll have the bullpen should be
Should
rested.
be rested.
You only trade Bland if you can get something good for him.
A
You don't just,
right-handed hitter.
you know, I don't think you just trade him just to
to
trade
him and salary cap them.
No,
Plays
no.
outfield.
I don't think this team's worried about the salary anymore, though. I don't think it. I think they're in it
They
to
have
win
a-
it.
They have a 3-year window. Me and Doc
Right.
talking about. I think it's a
Exactly.
3-year window, and that's it.
Yeah, they're gonna push her.
You
You know,
better
then they're
win now.
yeah.
Back to
and-
that, yep. It's a lot of money. Like
All right. They're pitch,
if
pushing
they
up there.
trade Joe Blanton, you have faith in Kyle Kendrick and Vance Worley.
oh, but
Yeah.
Vance
see,
Worley,
now
I mean.
then okay, let's say Kendrick gets that 5th spot. Who's taking Kendrick in the bullpen then?
Vance.
I would call up Chad
It-
Durbin.
But I'm saying then who's taking
But
him?
they're not bringing Durbin back, though.
I would
Well, he
call him
didn't
up if
sign
we
with-
get rid of Blanton.
He didn't sign.
Well,
with them.
I guess. Did he not
Oh.
sign
No,
with
he
them?
hasn't signed with anybody yet.
Well,
And
that's what
I'm
I'm saying, like-
surprised. I really am.
I don't know why you
what-
wouldn't call him up with a minor league contract.
I mean, I really am. I mean, he did
Probably
not
won't
do
take
that
that,
bad
no.
last
Just
year.
What?
shoot him in the
I don't think he'll
game.
take that, though.
He's got one a job, right?
Listen, you got to understand.
You're gonna win a job with a world championship
He's going to
team.
get a job.
You got to
somewhere
understand, like
pitch.
Joe Durbin. Is it Joe Durbin or
Chad.
Chad.
Chad?
Chad
You got
Durbin.
to understand his job is going to be. One day Hamels goes out and gets lit up in the 3rd. It's just that day. It's going to happen. It's going to happen at Lee. It's going to happen to everybody. You get lit up by the 3rd inning. You know what, Chad? Give me 4 or 5. I don't care.
But he's not really a long reliever,
But
though, is
should
he?
Should they give Charlie Manuel a contract extension for $5 million a year?
No.
No, he wants to be the highest paid coach.
No, I heard the top 5, but he wants to be.
No.
Well, doesn't he kind of deserve
Thank
it, though?
you.
No.
No.
No?
2
So-
years? You sign him to the end of that 3-year window?
Yeah, I could do that.
You could have a chimpanzee coach.
I'd do that.
No,
sign him
I
to the 2
understand
years.
it.
That's about
Give him 2 years,
what he does.
or give
with the
him a
chimpanzee.
year. Add a year on
Barry
this year
Switzer. Barry
because he's
Switzer.
still got till next year, I think, and add 1 more year on.
I mean, yeah.
But Francona gets $4 million, and he's a chimpanzee.
how many?
Francona.
But how many
Yeah.
times do we sit
He
on the
gets
show?
like 4, 4.5.
big
How-
market.
How
yeah.
many times do we sit on the show and say, Charlie Mandel this, Charlie Mandel that?
Charlie Manuel's a terrible manager.
He's
I
he's
love
a
the guy.
fabulous
I love the
great
guy personally, but
terrible.
he's
Yeah.
terrible.
What are
He's a
you, Charles
knucklehead.
Barkley? I don't think
He's a
he's-
knucklehead.
I don't think he's terrible because he's that guy who lets his players play through it.
Yeah,
and,
but-
and that helped. And they won. And you win a World Series. You haven't won a World Series in how many years? You won one, 2 years. Give the guy a break.
He lets his players play through it, but when they're not
think Larry-
when they're not playing through it, he doesn't step
You
up
think
and
Larry
do something
Bowa is
about
going to
it.
stay there and win a championship with that team? No,
No.
way in hell.
No, there's
Larry
no way
Bowa
in
is
hell.
A jerk off.
No, he's a player. He's a player's manager, but
Exactly.
he needs to learn to manage.
Well,
I
how's
He
thought
needs to
we
learn-
had to wrap it up.
He
I thought
needs
you
to
said we had
learn
wrap
when
it up.
he needs to learn.
Let the guy talk.
Yeah.
You don't know what
Let
he's
him
talking
talk.
about.
He
Let
needs to
him
learn
talk.
when a team-
You don't
when
know
it's-
what you're talking about either.
When the
Well, I
team's
mean,
slumping,
it's a
when
I
the
agree
team,
with you, Johnny. I
fuck
do agree with you.
Oh, easy.
All right,
All right, let's
we'll-
go grab a Bud Light. We'll be right back with some more Barber Blitz.
Not
Um,
You can't keep saying.